Hi guys, before we will begin, all the necessary links as usual in the video description, and you'll also find there my test system setup details. So, in the prehistoric times, meaning time before I started to record my videos, I owned three Hiby player portable units. It was R3, R3 Generation 2 and R3 Sabre. I liked the application, that's the same application that we're seeing here. I love the looks and the functionality of those players, but I've sold all of them because of the slightly veiled sound that lacked transparency to my ears, and also some openness was missing. When I was talking about that with one of my friends, he said that instead of going for all three of them, I should have just go for one Hidizs AP80 player instead. So it's here. It's been on the market for a few years already, but it's still being produced and sold. And price dropped to something like $170 over time, so it's quite cheap. It's what is it? It's basically a portable player transport for your digital to analog converter, but it can also double as a portable digital to analog converter for your PC or Mac. It's also Bluetooth receiver and it's also Bluetooth transmitter. So it's let's say jack of all trades. And the thing is, it's very, very small. To give you some kind of idea about the size, this is gas start remote, and gas start remote is quite small. So this guy is less than half of gas start remote. It just disappears in my hand completely. Another comparison. This is Radson portable headphone amplifier and digital to analog converter. If you're familiar with ES100, it's a small device, and this, being complete player including touchscreen, is still just a little bit larger. So that's excellent. Now let's talk about some numbers. Let's talk about specification. As I've said, it does Bluetooth. It does Bluetooth in version 4.2, but it supports all necessary codecs. It supports aptX, it supports LDAC, and it's also supporting UAT by Hiby. By the way, UAT codec delivers the best sound quality. The problem is that there's just a few headphones that are supporting this codec. It also does MQA, if that's your thing. It has internally, it has two parallel Sabre digital to analog converters. These are ES9219C with native DSD support. And when it comes to performance numbers, we have 150 decibels signal to noise ratio, which is basically amazing even for a fully sized portable player, or even for a full size digital to analog converter. We have dynamic range in range of 121 decibels. Total harmonic distortion is less than minus 114 decibels, meaning that this is a very noise-free and very quiet device. Quiet meaning the background, the black background. And the size numbers, and remember, these are all in millimeters. 61 per 54 per 13, so it's a very, very small device. I would say it's just slightly larger than the box of matches. The box of matches would be something like that. Yeah, so this guy is just a tad bit larger. The battery, the built-in battery, according to the manufacturer, should be okay for up to 11 hours when used with single-ended output, and up to 8 hours when used in balanced mode with this balanced output. And that's how I was doing on my test. I was testing the device in the balanced mode. So let's talk about the build quality. It's all CNC aluminum with glass front and glass back. It's using LPS display with 480 by 360 pixels resolution. So on one hand it's not much, on the other hand it's perfectly clear and legible. It comes with screen protectors pre-applied, and let's take a look at this display. Basically this is almost the lowest setting for the brightness. Let's bump it up right now, and as you can see, it has a really good viewing angles. The display doesn't get dark, or maybe just this side a little bit too bright, but basically this is a really good display. It doesn't have a super sharp resolution, but it's perfectly fine for something so small. Okay, so it's an LPS display, and Hidizs says that it's been produced by Samsung, so that should ring some positive bells for you. Having glass front and back, yes, it is a real fingerprint magnet, as you can already see. Let's clean that up, but it gathers all the fingerprints magically as fast as possible. As I've said, it comes with two screen protectors pre-applied. One is on the front, the second is on the back of the device, and you also get some additional spare screen protectors in the box, which is also very small. And there's also a couple of other things useful that you're getting in the box. The first one, surprisingly, you're getting a printed manual for the device, and it's actually very useful. It's also very small, and it's really useful. And you are getting USB-C to C and USB-C to A cables for all your connectivity, for connecting this small guy to your mobile phones or tablets, and for connecting this guy to your PC. Okay, let's talk about the outside stuff. Obviously we won't be opening this one up. We have balanced headphone connector, 2.5mm standard jack here. We have Type-C USB connector, we have single-ended 3.5mm headphone connector here. That's also doubling as a line out. And we have some controls. Play, pause, forward and backward. And we have volume control, that's rotary, and it also doubles as a power on, power off switch. It's pretty small. Let's take a look at that. If I'm rotating that, I can control the volume, but it's really hard for me to catch it with my fingers. But I've noticed that the only and then quite natural way of operating the volume control for me is when I'm holding the device like that, because then this knob falls between these two fingers or these two fingers, and I'm able to change the volume rapidly without any problems. So that's it about the controls. On the top of the device we have nothing interesting, and the side of the device holds micro SD card slot and designed by Hidizs, lettering here. So I was able to put all my music collection, including all my FLAC and DSD files, on 512 GB micro SD card. This means that in the device smaller, or maybe not smaller, but a little bit bigger than a box of matches, I am able to have all of my music collection with me always. So let's talk about the functionality. Let's start with the power on and off sequence. Yep, that's it. Let's polish the screen. I wanted to show you how fast this actually boots up compared to some of the Android phones. So I'm pushing the button, holding it, and it's starting up. It has some more functionality than the player, but there are also things that I won't be using. So we have player, step counter, Bluetooth connectivity, ebook reader, and system settings and information about the device. The places that I will be mostly using is the player and the Bluetooth. When you enable the Bluetooth, you're able to choose the codec, you choose to pair with the external devices, or you can pair this in the discoverable mode with your source like PC or your mobile phone. So let's turn that off and let's get to the player. Yeah, so the most important functionality for this device is being portable player. It's using Hiby player. You can also download a Hiby player as a mobile version for your Android phones. It will be looking basically almost the same, so you may be familiar with that one. And it's also the base player that's used on all hardware Hiby players. So we have controls over equalizer, over play settings, and something that's called Magic Ball, when you can tune the sound to your liking. It's basically like an equalizer, but you're not choosing the particular frequencies, but you are choosing the, let's say, audiophile words for sound description. So you can have temperature of the sound, you can change the bass extension, the texture, note thickness, etc, etc. It's quite interesting, but in my opinion, since I am a long time user of equalizer when needed, it's just more convenient to me to just use regular equalizer. Okay, so let's move to the screen here. How do you operate the device? Swiping this side gets you to the previous screen, swiping this side gets you to the play screen. And if you swipe from the bottom up, you'll have some controls for brightness, for sound volume, for line out, for mode for the USB-C connection, because it can be used also as a portable drive, and that's the way that's very convenient for placing your music on it. And you can choose gain from between low and high. Okay, let's lower the brightness a little, and that's basically it. So you can play, you can choose the track, you can choose the play mode, and you can get to the side menu with playlists, equalizer control, information about the files, and information about the album. Yeah. So it's pretty easy, and as you can see, the interface is pretty snappy for something so small. I mean, I've seen larger and more expensive players that are not as fast and as not nice as this little guy when it comes to operating when you're playing the music. Okay, so that was about the base functionality of the player, but there is also a couple of other things that you should be aware of. The first one is that this little guy can be source for your digital to analog converter. If you will connect your external digital to analog converter through this Type-C connector, then you can use this little device as a transport with your music collection, and that's quite interesting option, because it's being battery powered, which means that it's very noise free, so it can be an excellent source for your digital music collection. It can also work as a digital to analog converter itself. If you will connect it via Type-C USB connector to your PC, it will be seen by your operating system as an external sound card, meaning that you can use both Sabre digital to analog converters and internal headphone amplifier as an external device to have your music played by AP80 from your PC. So that's another useful scenario that I'm actually using in my office work. The next one is, this is a Hiby player application. This means that you can control this device remotely from other Hiby application. be it either your mobile phone, mobile tablet, or anything like that. You can set this little guy as a source for your sound system setup and control it remotely from other device. And when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, it can be both a receiver and transmitter. What I mean by that? The thing is that if you will connect Bluetooth headphones to this little guy, then you'll be able to play your music over your Bluetooth headphones. But you can also pair this device with the source of your sound, for example, your mobile phone. And in this scenario, if you'll have, and you should have your headphones connected here, you'll be able to play the music stream from your mobile phone with this little guy on your headphones. So it has a lot of functionality, and it's really useful to have something like that, something so small that you can carry with you all the time in your pocket, in your backpack, and you can use it on the move, you can use it in the office, or you can use it back in your house. So let's talk about the sound quality, because that's the most important thing about this little guy. Bass. Let's start with an important note. AP80PRO-X is able to properly drive my planar IMs, meaning it's capable of fast, precise and full bass. Let's change track. This is a nice surprise, as bass goes really low and has impact. The mid bass is kept in check and it doesn't bleed into mids. Another surprise, or maybe my bias caused by having been used to Sabre chips, though I like Sabre, what I expected the bass to be a little on the dry side, and it's not. It's nicely neutral, not exactly warm, but definitely not dry. Now let's talk about the mid-range. The vocals sound very natural, though there was less detail than with more expensive players or with dongles like Neutron. But let's be fair, and I was testing Hidizs with headphones twice its price, so with the headphones in the similar price range, everything will be fine. Having said that, I like the natural timbre of the instruments in the mid-range. For example, And So It Goes by Jennifer Warnes had all the vibrations, all the vibrating words that she's singing played properly. Treble. Treble is smooth, without sibilance, it's open and it's transparent. Yes, it's a Sabre DAC, so that's something to be expected. It's a Sabre trademark, if I can say something like that. And the treble is also very detailed. For example, you can hear MP3 compression artifacts easily. Speaking about the detail as a whole, all small dialogues in Amused to Death can be easily heard and understood. Also, Still Loving You, live in Athens by Scorpions, has all small talk in the audience at the beginning clearly audible. So it's a very nice Sabre implementation. Now let's talk about imaging and soundstage. In order to have good sound scene and imaging, you definitely need to use AP80 in balanced mode. The scene gets wider and the separation between instruments improves significantly. The scene is wider than deeper. It's oval like that, but I'd say it's perfectly fine. I mean, it's oval, but it's not flat. It's not just a straight line. There is definitely more information about the sounds coming from the left and right than the depth information, but the layering is correct. You can easily hear which sounds are in front of you and which sounds are slightly in the back or more in the back. Now, as this is a mobile device, you can actually see how good the screen is right now. And I haven't shown you the texture on the back. Sometimes it's visible and sometimes it's not, but it's also a nice touch. Okay, so let's talk about the pairings. Interestingly, I had no bad pairings. AP80PRO-X is quite neutral, so since I prefer neutral headphones too, I was playing it nice with all my IEMs collection. And since it's able to drive planar IEMs, I highly recommend such combination. I was also testing this little guy with new Hidizs MK12 Tourist too, and that's also good pairing, but more on that will be in the separate review video for MK12 Tourist. That's coming soon. Yeah. So, moving on to Sabre and showing you some of my tracks. Yeah, that's classic. Okay, so well, my friend was right. I should have just got AP80PRO-X in the first place instead of getting all three Hiby units. This little guy has very good sound quality, especially in balanced mode. Can run all my IEMs properly, and even some of my full-sized cans too. It's so small that I can have it with me basically all the time, and I can have it with me everywhere. All of my music collection with me all the time. The price is very low compared to the functionality and the sound quality it provides. It's cheaper than many IEMs I have in my collection, and yet it never feels like it's a bottleneck for my music listening. So that's quite high price. Now let's move to the three things that I disliked and three things that I liked. Well, things I disliked, that's actually just one of them. Volume control. It's, as I said, it's usable only in this position. I very much prefer the on-screen volume control, but it's not very precise, especially if you have fingers as big as I do. This volume pod here would be more useful, but it's very hard to use because it's so small. But if you have small hands, if you have small fingers, maybe that's just the right size for you. Now, that was just one and only thing that I disliked about this device. Now, three top things that I liked about this device. The first one is obviously the sound quality, especially in balanced mode. It's really, really good. If you're familiar with Radson, you know that for many years it's been the top choice among the mobile portable headphone amplifiers with digital to analog converters, providing balanced output. It was dethroned by Qdelix a while ago, but still, up to this day, it's very, very good. And this guy sounds even better. Being just a tad bit larger and being actually the fully blown player. It's not just headphone amplifier and digital to analog converter, it's a real player. Okay, second thing, I love the form factor. It's very small, it's very handy, I can hide it in my pocket, I can hide it in my hand, and I can literally take it everywhere with me. As I said, that's amazing for me because I have my whole music collection including DSD files here. The third thing that I liked, functionality. It has all the things I need, some of the things I might need, and it also has some things that I will never need. So for me, it's a no-brainer, as $170 is pretty low price, especially if you consider that this is able to properly drive more expensive headphones and give you very good sound quality while driving them. The only thing I'm sorry about is that I did not get it sooner instead of all three R3 versions, because that would be just way cheaper, way faster, and way easier to have this little guy. One thing I haven't mentioned, if you've used R3, this is way smaller than R3. R3 is something like that. It's also very convenient and it's also very small. But this guy is about, let's say, half the size, less than half the size of R3. And it sounds better. So, I love this guy. It comes with my very warm recommendation. It will be a part of my reference review gear right now. I'll be using it on the move, obviously, but it's also a very good source for the low to mid tier of my IAMs, even for some easier to drive, higher sensitive, top of the line IAMs. So again, warm recommendation. Thanks for watching. Again, links in the video description. My test system setup details also in the video description. And if you liked this little video, you're more than welcome to support my channel by subscribing to it and watching more of my videos. And thanks for watching. I hope you'll have a wonderful day ahead of you. Bye guys.